a personal member with us, all of these monthly lunch and learns will be included, and we have such a wide variety of guests and facilitators here in the DFW area that share so much wealth and knowledge with you. And I am very excited to introduce, and well, I'll introduce myself first. My name's Ashley Wagner. I'm a president of our DFW Women's Club here in Dallas, Fort Worth. And our whole mission as a nonprofit is just to empower, educate, and connect women across the Metroplex and anywhere that we can, right? And just provide a loving group of supportive women that lift you up with them and encourage you in the direction that you want to go. And Jennifer is one of our members with the DFW Women's Club, and we've actually connected through the DFW Women's Club at one of our networking events. And I'm so excited to introduce her as today's Lunch and Learn guest, Jennifer Licciardi. She's a love and empowerment coach. She calls herself the Queen of Hearts, which I love. I think it's super cute. And she's an author. She's a female leader of change. She's got a big love for God and is trusting that his plans will help guide her and you. And she's just doing a ton. She's all over podcasts. And she also has a free Facebook group that you can join called The Love Infusion. And it's just all about self-love and learning to love yourself to therefore grow in other areas. And so I don't want to take too much of her thunder, but I genuinely think that this is something that all of us need in our every single day lives, in every season of our lives. You know, self-love and empowerment should be one of the foundational elements that we as women and just humans lean in on and learn to love ourselves and learn that it's okay to do that. And I love what Jennifer brings because it's so much of that and learning to just let go and have that love for yourself. And so I'm going to let her talk a little bit more about that. And she's going to talk to us today. Jennifer, I'm going to hand it over to you. I think your camera is a little blurry though. Maybe you could like readjust it just so we can get a little clear focus on you.
Okay. Is it good now?
I don't know. Like maybe just give it a little rub. Like a little.
Oh.
Yay!
Okay, it just got.
I think it's better. Yeah. I'm like, what's going on? It was so clear just a second ago. Okay. So Jennifer, welcome. I've been looking forward to this Lunch and Learn because I'm a part of your Facebook group and I love all the just uplifting messages every day that you're posting in there. It's such a nice reminder to slow down and just love on yourself a little. Tell us about yourself, and then let's just jump right in.
Okay. Well, Ashley, thank you for that beautiful introduction. I so appreciate you, and it's wonderful to be here with everyone, whether you're watching live or on replay. So, it's been quite a journey. I will say I'm the last person I ever thought who would be sharing my voice with the world. I was in an emotionally abusive narcissistic relationship over a decade ago. I was the girl who got picked on in school as a kid, the one who didn't love herself, who was so hard on herself all the time. So to be doing this today just shows anyone can do this. It doesn't matter what your past circumstances have been, what they are now. It just takes knowing when that calling happens that you're made for more. So going into this need for validation, which is what I really want to focus on today. Why do you need validation? This is such a key piece. So many women don't realize it. They don't even know they're doing it. This all ties back to people pleasing. And so for me, I was in that emotionally abusive narcissistic relationship and I didn't end up marrying him. It was a gift over a decade ago. I could have gone down that road, but I was blessed to have some wake-up calls to get out of it, which I talk more about in my book, Reclaim Your Heart Power. And in any case, I realized that I deserved more. I got tired of being spoken to that way, tired of just being so hard on myself, questioning my worth all the time. So I took that step and I left. And I was blessed to have a coach come into my life. And this is my why. She changed the trajectory of my entire life. She told me the first time we worked together, you chose this relationship. You have to hold yourself accountable. You're not the victim here. You have self-esteem issues. And I thought, wow, kick me when I'm down. Like that is really hard to hear. But I was seeing myself as a victim. And she was giving me that tough love. And it was those words in that moment that I decided that I didn't want to be the victim. And that I was ready to do whatever it took to love myself. And that journey for me with self-love, my coach taught me how to love my inner child, that little girl within me, who I was always so mean to, so hard on. I hated her. I blamed her for everything. And when I learned very quickly to start cherishing her, to start having more fun in my life, to bring her into my day-to-day and give her that love that you would give, a human child. Like this is a part of you. And things began to change. What I really want to get into with all of you is that's a piece of it. And I focused on, over time, I learned how important self-care was. So I wasn't getting in unhealthy relationships because I closed myself off to that, because I was loving myself more. But I picked up some unhealthy behaviors, patterns to compensate for that. And I didn't know it for a very long time. So I want to share all that with you today. Being a workaholic, people pleasing, these are things that you do because you want to feel loved, appreciated, accepted. You want approval. Sometimes you don't even realize, just like, but I'm just a good person. I just care about others and I'm doing this. No. Or you're doing it to feel good, to be validated, to feel like you matter. But in reality, no one can fill that gap that's inside. Only you can. And so searching for validation externally is not going to get you the love that you want. When you make the shift internally and you start to love yourself more, everything changes. Your marriage or relationship gets better. Your friendships get better. Things get better at work. Just all of it. Life starts to flow more because you're taking care of you. So let's look at how loving yourself can look like. Self-care is a piece of it. So taking, like I take relaxing Epsom salt bubble baths. Going to the gym, taking care of you is going to help in so many ways. Getting up a little bit earlier, watching the sunrise, just taking those few minutes to be in gratitude and appreciate everything can start your day off right. Or just listening to music when you wake up that you love, dancing around, getting ready, like being in that good feeling energy, that can put you in a good place to start your day as well. And then there's another part of it. Loving yourself means loving all of you, accepting who you are, accepting where you are in this very moment, and knowing that you have the power to change it. That's right. It is you that gets to change your life. It's not waiting for someone to come in and change it for you. This is a conscious decision you get to make. And you can take small steps to get going. And I am so happy to work with you to do that. If this feels like a good fit, I'd love to do a call. And loving yourself means showing up whether you feel like it or not for you. It means making yourself a priority. This can be a little confusing because when we grow up, typically taught to put others first. And this is that sacrifice. But how it happens is you end up feeling exhausted, which leads to burnout, can lead to resentment, which can actually affect your relationships. It can affect what's happening in your business or at work, your friendships, how you show up for you. Another piece to this is keeping promises to yourself. When you keep promises to yourself, you show that you are worthy of doing what you say you're going to do for you. How many of you, and you can think about this, are good about showing up for everyone else, making others a priority? You're the go-to person. But do you do that for yourself? Do you focus on what you need? Do you know what you need? Do you know what you want? So when you keep promises to yourself, this looks like you say you're going to go to the gym 3 times a week. Do you do that? It might seem like such a small thing. Does it really matter if I go? But it does. And the reason why is because when you do what you say you're going to do and you follow through, keeping that promise to yourself shows that you get to have what you want, that you get to win, that things work out for you. It really is a big thing. And yeah, you could stop saying yes at any time. Start saying yes to you and start saying no to what is sucking your energy dry. You get to choose which boundaries you set. This is something I had to learn. I got lesson after lesson on doing this. Some pretty tough ones. When I was in corporate, I took care of everyone else first. I was in hospital medical sales for most of my career, doing large project management, working with C-suite executives to the nurses, everyone in between, working with my own corporate and clinical teams with my company. And it was a lot navigating through things. And I always thought like, well, this is life or death. I'm dealing with hospitals. There could be a back order with a product or they're not using something correctly. And I would personally take it on. I would feel terrible. I would say, oh, this is more important. People are depending on me. I don't need to go to the gym. I don't need to go do something to take care of myself. So I didn't. And what it led to was saying yes over and over and over at my expense. I ended up getting really run down and sick. And there were warning signs. I didn't listen. One of the bigger ones, I was taking Christmas vacation and I waited all year for this because I didn't think I could take time off with these big projects going on. Like, what if something happened when I was gone? And that was exhausting. There was an issue going on in the hospital with user error. I was in a meeting with leadership and I thought, oh no, like this is my time off. What am I going to do? I literally cracked. I was screaming at my manager on the phone, telling him Like I'm literally cracking right before your eyes because I don't have anything left to give. And I've been there for everyone else, but I need someone to be there for me right now. And he said, well, I need you to make it until the New Year's. Like just after New Year's, that first week, I'll get you the support you need. And my blood boiled. I was emotional. I was stressed over my holidays, dealing with this. And I remember my low point, realizing, how did I get here? I was laying in bed, in between vomiting for 16 hours, taking a call with leadership. And I thought, how did I get here? Like, I am sick. I'm telling them, like, I'm sick. I'm in bed, but I'm taking this call. I had clinical folks on the call. And I'm just like, how did I get to this moment that I care so little about me and my well-being and my health and my sanity, that I am actually putting myself through this? I'm actually feeling the emotion with this. I haven't in a while. And I went to urgent care. My mom took me later that day, and they diagnosed it as stress. I had been the girl who powered through everything, top performer, very successful at work, the one you go to for everything, to fix things, to save the $1 million in business. And it didn't matter. I kept an eye out. I messed up my esophagus for a little while. They could take medication. Things could be fixed fairly quickly. And I was aware of it. But then I got to the point where I had to keep going. I kept powering through because that's all I knew. And that was my life. I eventually got bigger wake-up calls, and God got me out of these situations. And he told me, you need to respect yourself. Like, I am going to show you that you need to stand up for yourself. And I have bigger plans for your life. I didn't even realize. I grew up Catholic. I was non-practicing for a long time. I didn't even know I could have a personal relationship with God and that he would speak with me. And that changed my life. Since then, I call that my spiritual awakening, beginning of 2022. Since then, I have walked forward in my faith. And all I did was I asked for peace, love, and joy. I asked for meaning in my life, crying, begging for something. Because I was so tired of doing everything my way. It wasn't working. And I was shocked to realize that God responded to me with the messages, with the signs, with words, and put me on this whole new path, which I'm so grateful for. He then moved me last November across the country. He showed me signs. He was moving me to Dallas for a year and a half every day. I knew it would happen, and I trusted. Said my house would sell in less than 2 weeks, and it did. And I Googled my house, my new house here. And it's a huge area, as you all know, in DFW. So to Google and pinpoint where he wanted me to be in one try, and a house is available with my same builder, I was amazed. Everything happened so quickly at that point. And I'm here. I am talking to all of you today. I'm on all these podcasts. I got in a 2-page magazine article coming up soon too. And I feel so blessed and grateful. But none of this would have happened if I didn't start saying yes to me and know that I was made for more. Taking those steps, walking forward in faith and trust, allowing those doors to open. It's not always easy. There are plenty of days that it's overwhelming, but it was overwhelming before. And I feel so much more peace this way. And I know and I trust that if I just keep walking forward, if I just keep trusting every day, showing up, that everything's going to work out. But when you sit in this people pleasing, in this need for validation from others, it's because you don't trust yourself. It's because you don't love yourself the way you're meant to love yourself. You may have some love for yourself and still need validation. That was me for a long time. I just didn't realize that I had the power to do that, to change my life, to co-create, to step forward into all that was waiting for me. And I made these changes much later in life. And I hope for you is to do it sooner, to listen to that call sooner. You can at any point. I did in my 40s. I had signs I could have sooner. I wasn't ready. But the timing always works out. As long as you trust in yourself, in God, that you will walk forward and that doors will open. Any moment you can say, yeah, I want support. I'm done. I'm done with being a people pleaser. I'm done with living this way. I'm done feeling exhausted and burnt out. And for what? So you're the one. It really all starts with you.
Wow. Thank you so much, Jennifer. I don't know if you're have more. I'm sure you do because you have so much wealth and knowledge. I wanted to pop in here and just so much of what you're saying resonates so much with me. I just wrote down you're workaholic, you're people pleasing, all this narcissistic relationships. I've been through that. And when you were talking about your corporate world, I used to be in that world, and it's draining and exhausting. And I love so much that you said you have the power to change it and to love where you are, because you really can see in yourself. I just love your voice. It's so soothing. It's calm. It brings anxiety from here to here. So I'm yeah, she's right, and it feels so genuine coming from you. And that's why I love so much what you're doing in this new path that you've decided to go down and really explore and share with other women, because we do get stuck in these places where we just feel like we're trapped and we don't know how to get out of where we are. So maybe tell them, the women of DFW Women's Club, how they can connect with you and a little bit about your business and where they can find you.
Yes, I'm sure Ashley has some links on here too. But jenniferlicciardi@gmail.com for my email. Facebook, you can go onto my Facebook page, Jennifer Licciardi. The link is here. And then the Love Infusion is my Facebook group. I'm on Instagram as well and LinkedIn under my name. And then my book is Reclaim Your Heart Power: How to Heal Your Heart and Find Personal Power After Narcissistic Abuse. So that's available on Amazon. And I have numerous programs. I customize programs. I'll work with you one-on-one. I'll work in groups as well. And there's a lot of flexibility with that. But I've created a number of faith-based programs. And then I have others that are going to focus on growing your self-love and your worthiness as well. So there's so many different areas. My new one is Rise Up, which is really tied to faith-based, to walk forward to what you're being called to. Rise up to where God wants you to be. Trusting in that path, helping you discern. I'm super excited about that. And I'm still going to be doing Manifest with Love. So that is something that We'll tie God to that more in the co-creation. I talk about that some, but I'll connect more to that and how I've manifested a whole new life in such a short period of time. And that's my free master class is Manifest with Love. So, and there's so many more programs, but that's the idea. And my big one right now is I Am Love. And that's another one where you really focus on like your love. God made you in his image. He wants you to see yourself the way he sees you.
I love that you offer so much diversity to really meet women where they are, because like I said in the beginning, we all go through different seasons. We all have the seasons, but we go through them at different times and in different ways. So to be able to really connect one-on-one with you and to have you walk with them in that season and on that journey is just a really big blessing, and that they have right at their fingertips right here, one of our own DFW Women's Club members offering this amazing service to everyone. I have a couple questions for you that I took while you were talking. And one of them is, you said you have the power to take back, like, and change your life. Like, you said, love you and where you are. So I guess, how do you recommend people work to take their power back and change their lives? Like, where should they start? Because it's such a hard place, especially when you're in that self-doubting or, beating yourself up moment.
Yes, I was there. I understand that very well. To start taking your power back is one, to realize, okay, it's you who changes it. So what can you start doing today to make changes in your life? And it can be small, but it starts with being grateful for where you're at. Focus on what is working in your life right now, because gratitude opens the doors to so much. Gratitude helps you realize that you are already so blessed. You just may not be looking at it. So often you look at lack, what's missing, and when you make this shift, things change. Also, small wins. You start celebrating your small wins every day. And that can be anything to, I stopped and got my favorite coffee drink on the way to work, or I talked to somebody new. It's getting out of your comfort zone too. Just what's going to help you grow. Like, what helped me get to the point of sharing my voice is I had to get out of my comfort zone. Now I got so far out of it, but you can start with baby steps. And I was the girl who didn't want to speak up at the table at a national sales meeting for a long time. I just kind of wanted to blend in. I knew I was good at doing what I was doing, but I didn't like speaking in front of a room with 200 people in it like that, even with stuff that I knew. So anything is possible. You just have to believe that that you can change it. And new activities, new friendships, anything that gets you out of your routines and patterns is going to help you start to move in that forward direction to build a new life, and not feeling guilty for letting people go. You outgrow people, things, places, just send them love and wish them well. And it's okay to move forward. You're made for growth.
I love that, especially because sometimes you're looking at your life and there's all these different areas that you want to improve. So being able to start small and just celebrate the little wins is a really great recommendation. And we'll start to snowball into bigger things, I think.
100%.
And so one other question that I had for you while we have you, what are some of the signs or maybe intuitive insights to look for or pay attention to when you reference hitting that wall? Like you said, you were getting very close and there were signs, but you were ignoring them. So maybe just list a few of those that maybe some of our members and women on this call can resonate with and say, oh my gosh, I didn't realize, now that's a sign and now it's right here in my face. Maybe I should reach out to you, Jennifer.
Yes. I just want to, can you clarify that a little bit more?
Yeah, I think like you were just saying, like there were so many signs in my life that I was overwhelmed and stressed out and not
Yes. Okay.
like what were they or what can some people look for maybe that they didn't realize, because sometimes you're like, I'm not stressed, I'm fine, I'm not stressed, and then all of a sudden you're like the most stressed person.
Yeah. High achieving women. I'm sure there are plenty in here. Just always powering through, doing things when you are too tired to do them, saying yes when you know you don't have the bandwidth, needing to recover, like having to recharge. That's the big word, is okay, like now I need to stay in today and just recharge this whole day because I'm just running myself down so much. Those are the big things. And I was in denial for so long with all of it. So I understand where so many are coming from, but just knowing it's okay and it's healthy and it's going to move you in the right direction to admit that, yeah, like when you see these signs in your own life, reach out. I want to help you, make these changes and start feeling good and fulfilled and happy and joyful, all these things that you're meant to be feeling.
Yeah, and I know that you mentioned this already, but you have a couple of like free master classes and a Facebook group and places where people can just plug in if they're not sure or maybe
Yes.
it's not a good time. It's always a good time.
Yes.
But take advantage of some of those free things that she's offering and start making some small changes to take care of yourself because we love you and we want you to love you. So thank you so much, Jennifer, today for being here. It's so great to hear from you. And I really hope that when people leave today, they really take a moment to reflect on their own self-love and what they can do for themselves, even if that's just reaching out to you to have a simple conversation and a consultation with you. So with that being said, is there anything else you want to add?
I want to say thank you so much for having me, and just know that your life can change in an instant. Mine did. And I was thinking about, well, I couldn't live this way until I was going to retire, being in that environment, being treated that way. And that was really my wake-up call. It's like, I just can't do this. And I see people suffer and struggle and just think that there's no other way and that they've already made that choice and they can't get out of it. But you can't. Any moment, you can change the rest of your life for the better.
Ooh, let's go, ladies. Let's go. That's a way to take your lunch break to the next level. All right. Well, we will tag all of the links and all where they can connect with you with this recording. So thank you so much again, Jennifer. It's wonderful to see your face and to hear from you. And we'll talk soon.
Sounds great. Thanks again, Ashley.
Bye-bye.